对啊，
我来做松饼哦，先喷油，喷了油，然后呢，要放这个，看这个。 特写，有2杯刚刚好，1杯有点少。好，看一下这边，看一下这边，好，放上去，然后我会。
哇，挤出来了，放太多了。
它滴下来。喂，怎样？是不是还蛮漂亮的？哎，究竟能不能起锅成功呢？可以。
你好猛啊！为什么一次就成功？
因为我油喷的比较多，只是这样的。
你只是当肥宅耶！
哎，
吃那么多油。
嘿。
拿来了，
嘿，好了，谢啦。我们现在要登船上岛，要出示 QR code 验证，真的要提早来，人超级多。如果你要有好位置的话，提早来比较好。我们的 QR code 长这样。 Hi. 2 people. Thank you.
Show stand with some board.
Thank you. 先这样，要准备上船啦。我们要去阿尔卡兹岛，然后这是。 美国的监狱，然后它是建立在一个独立的岛上。那这个岛呢，就是有一句话是说，如果你犯了罪，你会进监狱；但是你在监狱犯的罪，你就会进这个岛。那我们等一下就要登船了，我们准备要 boarding 了。然后还要上船前还要再验一次票。Thank you。他懒得看。哇，登船了！ 突然有种铁达尼号感，呸！Morning. Oh, snake bar and photos. 哦，所以进场的时候要先帮你拍照。 拍照就会赚你的钱嘞！拍完照片就还有 snake bar。Watch your step。哦，哎，这里有那个美国国旗。 哦，原来这是2楼，还有3楼。哦， 阳能板。哇，冷到不行，超冷，挂脖子上，尽量挂起来，不要掉下去了。哦，这个风，哦，哇，我们要到了。码头，这水真的一望无际耶，看不到。对啊，好像那边有一个边界，然后船会从那边掉下去，地平说有没有？我们即将要离开船啦，被风吹的头有够痛。船长帅帅的。
Join that walking tour. I will let you know where that will begin, and that's a bonus, so you guys can enjoy that. We also have an additional building that's open today for just a few hours. This building is called the New Industries, and it used to be the workshop area for prisoners. Inside of that building, right now, we have a special art exhibit that focuses on the Native American occupation of Alcatraz. So you're going to see a lot of red messaging throughout the island. So the Indians welcome Indian land. Native Americans came to Alcatraz in 1969, and this year is the 50th anniversary of this political movement on the island. So we have an exhibit inside of the New Industries you guys can check out. And we also have the gardens open today, so if you guys want to see the Officers Row Gardens, we'll have that open for a few hours. Another area that's normally from here to San Francisco. In fact, some of the officers were told the prisoners that the Federal Bureau of Prisons trained great white sharks to circle around Alcatraz to try to convince them, but the swim is not impossible. The distance from here to the city, it's only 1.25 miles, so it's not very far.
He had a college degree, but he graduated in 1933. Oops. And became a prison guard in 1938, and that was his first full-time job, so it's 5 years later. And I had never asked him because I didn't think about the question until after he had died, but I think that he stayed in the business or in the service because World War II hit. And when you're in the military, he joined the military during the war years. When you're in the military and you work for the U.S. government, you're actually accumulating promotions that you can apply to your government service. So he stayed. We came out here in 1954 and lived on the island, actually in that building right there, when I was 7 to 9. And there were 60 families living on the island. 75 kids. It was favor, they had to have umbrella or federal laws. You know about the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. This was a federal prison. So the crimes that you're going to see are the same as today. They're mostly going to be bank robbery, kidnapping, crossing state lines with stolen goods, income tax evasion. That's how you got the big gangsters. Only 2 or 3 guys were actually here on that crime. Sending bombs through the mail. The Unabomber was federal. Timothy McVeigh bombed the federal. The men go up top and they start searching the island right over, and they eventually find that these 5 guys have gone down to the shore, much like that rocky shore we were just on, and they stripped. They took off all of their clothes, and they started, and they tore their clothing up into little strips to make ties, and then they started collecting driftwood to make a boat. And as one of my long-term guard friends said in the 80s when he was still alive, "They're gonna make them a boat." I never forgot the way he said that. Now, never mind that the cotton would log with water, right? Would become engorged with water and would sink the boat. And never mind that these 5 guys were naked and they were going across the rocky tide at 3 o'clock in the morning in January, in the middle of winter, and hoping to come out in San Francisco before dawn, right? My favorite escape, the naked caper, the 1939 Doc Barker naked caper. Doc was actually killed. He was actually shot. Everyone else was caught. 2 men were shot, Dale Stamphill and Doc Barker. And Doc was shot in the head. He lived about 6 or 8 more hours and then died here, never more or less regaining consciousness. Dale Stamphill was shot in the legs. Dale was one of the first prisoners I ever met in Kansas City in 1979, 1980, something like that. And, you know, I knew nothing about the escape. I did not know about the nakedness. I didn't, you know, I just knew about the Doc Barker escape, but I didn't have any details. So I was too stupid to ask the one question that begged to be asked. What the heck were you thinking you were doing? And if he were still alive today, that is kind of how I would phrase it, but more strongly. Anybody have any questions about what I've covered? Did I say that we all went to school in the city? We could actually bring our friends over here. And I did bring my best friends over, and they were very impressed. It was perfectly safe because the prisoners were oriented on that side of the island. They escaped in that direction. They rarely came down here. One guy came down and climbed into the bay behind that building. That was the only time men actually came to the parade ground to escape. So most of the time, and this is not something that I realized as much as I sensed, we were safe. And occasionally when there was an escape attempt, it did seem scary, but it was never really, no one was ever hurt here. So it turned out to be okay. They escaped in that direction, right? All right, any questions?
你有看到海鸥吗？你有看到海鸥吗？我这个放大倍率很强。不要不见，不见了。各位观众，这是我们要搭的船，但是它非常的摇晃。它晃到一个不行哎，这个晃度是不是有一点可怕啊？而且它开过头哎，好好笑哦。没有故意的，它回转。哦，但你不觉得它很晃吗？
不想走路酸就减点肥。
那我们要减肥啊，是你要减肥，你有要减肥吗？你想不想要减肥？你有没有要减肥？
回台湾再减。
我没有要减肥啊，所以，对啊，我们要减肥，你要减肥，那你还吃 ？OK。
发佛猪了。哎，我上次
没有，
遇到
他在卖的啦，不是。
我知道，上次有遇到国旗的金光党。
国旗的地方卖国旗哦，
就是一堆外国人在那种观光景点，然后说，
你有看到阿尔卡之岛吗？
说什么？他没有钱，然后你要就是要不要跟他买国旗，然后一面100块钱，就韩粉们手上拿的那一支国旗。
我在录影。好，很好。刚刚是说什么国旗？你说韩粉是金光党是不是？你刚刚是不是说韩粉是金光党啊？
不要骂我爸妈，骂陈老师是金光党。
你刚刚说陈老师金光党啊？哇，这支影片完全不能用啊，只能静音，只能消音啦。
我现在要出征。
你现在要出征？哇，你雄心豹子胆吃的很多啊！
要出征。
啊！我只是想要吃个好吃的荷包的，结果原来 burger 就在 Pearl 39哎，所以 Pearl 39很长一条。怎么了？哦，吓跳哦！看那个船舰好好看哦，那什么船舰啊？